So this topic, I know this AI is actually a fascinating topic. There is a lot of hype going on. So in today's session, we are going to focus most of the time on what, as coaches, we can do. So we designed, in consultation and collaboration with Regal. So I think looking forward to share those insights with all of you. So coming to myself, so I'm also having experience in technology side. I have 20 years of experience in technology. So I'm also a certified coach. I coached more than 70 people in last 4 years. So this is the reason I'm here. So I'm currently based in Switzerland. I'm living with my wife and 2 children. So let me share what I'm going to cover today. In today's session, I'm going to give you a brief understanding of what is AI and generative AI. So I'm going to give a live demo of some of the use cases which are useful for the coaches, and we will have a group discussion later on this topic. And finally, we will reflect, and we will be closing the session. So before getting into the content, I just want to know about a quick poll question to know about how often you are using AI in your coaching practice or business. So this will be helpful for me to decide pace of my the session. So I'm going to give you a few minutes for you to answer this question. Okay. So I see some people are using it. I think some people also they never used it. So that's all right. The session is designed to also to address the basic concepts in AI and generative AI. So what is AI and generative AI? Maybe let me start with a quick introduction of what is AI and generative AI. So artificial intelligence, I think this term is actually familiar to all of us. Okay. So in our day-to-day life, knowingly or unknowingly, we are using a lot of applications which are already using AI. So if you are using your smartphone to unlock your phone with Face ID, that's also an AI application. If you are using YouTube, Netflix, and if you are using any voice assistants like Google, Alexa, so many more. I think, if you name it, I think a lot of applications we are already using in our day-to-day life. So if you look into the definition side, the AI is nothing but a system that can perform tasks that typically require a human intelligence. So the definition may not be important, but I think just for you to know that we are all using AI in our day-to-day life. Moving on to the generative AI, so this is a discipline subset of artificial intelligence. So focusing on creating a new content, such as images, text, audio, video, based on patterns and examples from the existing data. As you can see on the right hand side, so this is the trend of how much time it took for those applications to reach 100 million users. As you can see that ChatGPT took only 2 months to reach this 100 million users. So you can see that adoption rate is very high. So I was also one among those early adopters. And the first question that I asked to ChatGPT is, who needs coaching? I got a very good answer from ChatGPT, and it was impressive. And I went ahead and I posted also in LinkedIn. So since then, actually, I have many more use cases on personal side of the things and also professionally. So I'm going to share those use cases whenever it is relevant for our discussion. So so we know that AI and generative AI, I just explained what it is. And now with the ChatGPT launched in 2022 November, So generative AI is actually quite popular now. So as you can see here, these are the popular platforms. Okay. So we are talking mainly, the generative AI from OpenAI. Now we have ChatGPT and also DALI. I think that's also from OpenAI. So not only OpenAI, I think Google is also in the race. Google have a Bard. So similarly, you can see there are a few other, competitors in the market. So again, there is a huge competition going on here. So last month, OpenAI has released, GPT 4.0 with more advanced features. So now it is also available for all of us, even in the mobile app. With that, you can interact with voice. You can also interact with images with computer vision technologies. Similarly, Google also released Gemini 1.5. So it's also coming up with more advanced features. So there's a huge competition going on. Just for you to know that these are the popular platforms available right now. It is evolving. So if you look at this generative AI Prism, again, these are the applications that are using generative AI. So if you are already using generative AI, you may see your application in this Prism. So for example, if you are using Canva, for example, for generating image, this is already using OpenAI DALI, okay, in the backend. Similarly, most of the applications are using the platforms that I showed in the earlier screen. So now, so not only this, I think if you look into the Microsoft has already released a Copilot. So all of applications in Microsoft, they have included the component, AI component with Copilot. So now you can generate slides using AI. You can generate designs using Microsoft Designer. So there are many more applications. I think they have incorporated AI into Microsoft. So this comes with a subscription. So similarly, Google also using AI component in Google Workspace. And most recently, I think maybe in last couple of weeks, I was reading about this Apple. Apple is also now having collaboration with OpenAI and to launch Apple Intelligence. So it is clearly evident, whatever you see now, whatever the application that you are using, sooner or the later, they all will be transforming and taking this benefit of generative AI. So we will anyway discuss about what are those benefits. So moving on to the use cases. So I think that's fine. We have AI, generative AI. So what is it for our coaches, right? This is what is most important for us. So I just listed here. This is not a full list, just to get an idea on some of the use cases that coaches can leverage. So you might already know that ChatGPT or any other chart related, you can generate content. That content you can use it for marketing activities like flyers, website, coach profile, and those kind of things. And also you can use this generative AI for brainstorming your ideas. You can brainstorm your ideas if you want to conduct any workshops or anything. You can also brainstorm your ideas. I mean, this may be interesting, coaching competencies. You can also use generative AI to increase your knowledge on coaching competencies. Presentations, as I mentioned, you can do presentations also. Podcasts. Now the podcasts are actually quite easy. You can do as long as you have the content or you have an idea. So you can also generate content using these tools, and then you can also create a podcast quite easily. So here, while creating a podcast, there are many applications available. I'm not going to name any of those. So you can clone voice, different accent, or if you want it to be more authentic, you can also record your voice for 1 minute, and you can also record, you can generate your podcast. And same with the videos also. So these are some of the applications, and there are many more. Yeah, maybe we can discuss once we get into the group discussion. So these are the some of the coaching agents available in the market. This is not a complete list of coaching agents. So as you can see here on the left hand side, this is from Coach Hub. They released last year. the conversational AI coach. You can interact with this. Amy is the avatar, so you can interact. And similarly, there are a few other platforms available where you can interact with chat. Mostly those are chat, and then you can also interact with voice. Now ChatGPT is also, you can try ChatGPT, and I use ChatGPT to define my 2024 goals, and also to redefine my strategies as well. So Marshall Goldsmith, he launched. I think you might be knowing Marshall Goldsmith. He is one of the popular coach in coaching field. So he launched his own chatbot. This is mainly, you can ask any questions related to his work, so you can get answers to it. Again, this is not a full list, so there are many more, in the market. I'm just giving you an idea. Maybe you can also give a try and see how it is, working for you. So now, so I think, what is prompt engineering, right? Being coaches, I think we know we ask questions to our clients to bring new awareness, right? So similarly, I think, we need to structure our question in a way to get the desired output from the systems. So this is nothing but prompt engineering. So let me just share. So the definition of what is prompt engineering is deliberate crafting of inputs given to the AI model to influence their output. It's exactly the same like what we do, right? So in coaching. And now let me share how to structure a good prompt. Again, there are many ways you can do. I'm just sharing one method here. You can adopt whatever resonates with you. So as humans, we use our human intelligence, right? So when someone asks you a question, like if student is asking you to explain what is coaching, maybe you may answer differently than when some executive is asking you what is coaching, right? We use our human intelligence and change our definition. So even though HiSEF definition is really nice, but I think maybe we need to tailor-made it, right? Similarly, if you are expecting a tailor-made response from the computer systems, right, you need to frame your question in such a way. So here you see the persona is nothing but, you need to define the persona. So that according to the persona, the response will be different for the same question. So if you change these parameters, if you mention the persona and set the context and what is the task, and then you can also give an example. And if you are inspired with something, then you can give an example. You can also define the format. Mostly if it is for the text, you can say whether it is table or what kind of format it is, and the tone. What is the tone of voice? So here I gave an example here. So in this for this workshop also, I used even to come up with the title of this workshop. And some of the slides that you have seen, the content also is generated using generative AI. So here you can see that, I just used only 3, not all. So it's not mandatory to have all those parameters for your prompt. So let me share some of the examples here. As mentioned earlier, persona in our case for coaches, you can say if you are a career coach, you can also ask for a career coaching program. You can define and what format you need, and also tone and all those things. Similarly, I think you can change these parameters according to your needs. So now, okay, now actually we covered the theory part, what is AI, what is generative AI, and we briefly explained some use cases. And now we are getting into the live demo. So before getting into the live demo, I just want to hear from you. I think if anyone has any questions, so maybe I have time to take a couple of questions. And then again, we will have a time for group discussion. Okay. So if there are no questions, I can jump into the live demo. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen again. Okay, the first one, I think this is, I'm going to use different tools in this demo. The first one is the Chat GPT. So now I'm going to show you how the first example. So the example that I shared earlier, I think similarly, I'm asking a definition for, a coaching definition for CXOs and also for the new leaders and university students, right? You can ask, see, you get a different definition for each persona. Again, I think one thing we need to remember, like in coaching, the coaching session will not end with one question, right? You keep asking questions, right? Think like it's a person, right? You need to interact like a person. It should be iterative. So what we need to do is we need to really need to share what you like, but what you don't like and what you want, right? You need to be explicitly specify to get the desired output. For example, if you think this is not aligned with the ICF definition, and if you want to align with ICF definitions also, then you can just say, can you align? And again, it will redefine those answers. You can also say, like, if you think this is long and if you want to make it short, you can also do. So the point that I'm making here is you need not to be perfect at the first instance. So just like, you have an assistant. I mean, when you are giving a work, I think the most likely the work that you are getting for the first time may not be 100% correct. Obviously, there will be review, right? Same thing happens here. So one thumb rule is interact like a person and try to do it iteratively until you get the desired outcome. That's the key message I wanted to convey. Okay. So I think there are many use cases. Yes, I showed you, but I think you can also use it for many use cases we can discuss. And the next, okay, I can see someone raised a hand, so I can take one question. Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, hi, good evening. So, one simple question I wanted to ask you, you showed the various tools that are available across for using of the use cases of Gen AI. So, this platform that you're using, I believe it's a paid one or it's a free one.
Very good question. Okay,
So,
so the
so
one,
no,
yes.
so the question is, if at all, I mean, just like we want to do, you said we can make podcast or we can do presentations or we can create social media videos
Yes.
and all. So if we combine all the tools that are there for creating this particular line of work, it is going to be a very costly affair. So what are your suggestions or what do you guide us for using it in a economical manner?
Sure. So
Thank
to
you.
answer your question, yes, the one I'm using right now, it's a free version. When it comes to video and image generation, even this free version, I think there are limitations. You won't get everything. So you need a licensed version. For example, when it comes to video, podcast, definitely you need to go for a paid versions. Then only you can generate, right? And again, when you are using free version, also be mindful. If it is free means your data is also used somewhere else, right? So I think those are some of the things, but I think maybe I'm just pausing here. I definitely we can discuss. The reason I'm pausing, actually, I have few more things to cover. I think I'm hoping that many questions will be addressed. Okay, so let
Thank
me
you.
go through some of the use cases that I have, so that people will get an understanding. I'm sure many questions will be answered. I'm sure many people will be having questions, right? I mean, feel free to ask, but keep a note of your question. Okay. I want to ensure that you're all having answers to those questions. Okay. So the next one, yes, I think, what's important is, for us to have, the LinkedIn, right? I mean, the marketing thing, right? So I'm just sharing here, for example, okay, I'm actually planning to conduct a workshop and I want to, I need a nice LinkedIn post, okay? But I don't know what is a nice one, but I'm impressed with something which is posted already. What you can do simply, in the earlier slide I showed you in the prompt, you can simply give example. What I'm going to do now here in this example, I'm just going to paste. So I'm just posting for this webinar. I think here I see there is a Regal from Regal. It was already they posted with some emojis and I liked it. Maybe I want to take inspiration. I'm just going to put it here. See? So I think if you are see the think like this, if you have seen the best version, see, take inspiration and see how you can customize. You do not to use as is, definitely. So you can see here already, you can use, you can, what I'm trying to convey here, you can increase the quality of your posts in marketing thing, either it is a LinkedIn, whatever it is, take the inspiration from the best, like what we do, right? When we look at people, we get inspired, right? Same thing. So, and then you try to use AI tools to enhance the content. So this is another use case. And the next one I wanted to show is, this is very interesting one. So yeah, this one is summarizing. So ICF has released standards for AI in coaching. So as you can see, this is 101 pages. Okay. So before reading, I really want to see what is the summary. I don't want to go through the full, but I just want to go through the summary. So you can use a prompt like this. I'm going to put it here. So what I'm doing is I'm simply copying the link and I'm going to ask, analyze AI coaching standards from ICF. Tell me who intended audience is and give me top 3 takeaways. Again, if you are having a spelling mistake and all, it will definitely correct, autocorrect. It has that intelligence. As you can see here, this 101 pages document, right? It's simply summarizing and you can see the key takeaways. Again, like I said, if you think even this is long, you can just say that, can you make it short, right? So can you make it short? So this is one thing I wanted to show you. Again, I'm just conveying here, right? You can summarize, which means if you are designing something, whether it's a career coaching program or whatever it is, maybe you are having a lot of references. So you need to study to come up with your own, right? In that process, you can use these kind of things to see, okay, whether is it worth reading or not, right? So similarly, I'm going to show you, I will tell you how it will help, how it would have saved me more than 10 hours of my time. I'm going to show you. So now, so far, what I demoed is the Chat GPT, right? This is from OpenAI. So now I'm just going to switch to Gemini. This is from Google, right? So now I'm giving a prompt here. My requirement is like, I have 1.5 hour video on AI in coaching. I wanted to see whether it's worth going through, or I just want to see what is the 3 takeaways from this video and 5 actionable steps from this video, right? I just gave it. So here the Google, you can you can link it to your email also, and you can also ask many questions related to email. So you can do much more here as well. So what I'm doing here, right? I just did it. Okay, while it is popping up, I will tell you. So last month I did a similar workshop for ICF Switzerland, a chapter. So, but I spent more than 10 hours watching videos for nothing. Okay, so the entire video, I think most of the time they're talking, and they're saying some AI is going to change something. What is that something? I don't know. So the summary is like, this could have been helpful for me. I think if I know what is that video, I was not knowing that, or this was released recently. So this is another thing, so which you can use. So see here, there are three takeaways from this video, and also 5 actionable steps to really leverage into your coaching business based on this video. So it's relevant for us. So now I'm going to show you one thing. So far we have seen text generation, right? The next one I wanted to show you is the image generation. So to generate image, it's slightly different. So if you want me to draw a picture, just think, if you want me to draw a picture, you need to really give the details of what should be the background, what is that object, what is the size of the object, right? There are many details, right? The image generation is slightly complicated. Okay. I'm a lazy person. I prefer to, use something which I know. So I'm going to show you one technique which I find it useful. So this is called reverse engineering. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do reverse engineering now. Okay. I'm going to reverse engineer. So I'm asking reverse engineer text prompt for this image so that I can use the text prompt to get familiar and get similar image from DALL-E. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload an image now. Let me see if I can find an image here. I think I only generated this image. Let me show you what it is. Yeah, this is the image, right? I'm going to upload. So now let me see what we get. See? Image has been removed. Okay. Okay, the demo. Okay, let me share, the prompt that I have, but I think it worked for other image. I can give another one also. We can give a try. So ideally what you get is normally you get three different types of prompts you get. What you can do is you can use those prompts in any image generation, in any image generation platforms. So now I have Microsoft license. That's why I'm using Microsoft Designer. But if you have any tool, so this is Microsoft Designer. So yeah, you can create with AI, you can create image, you can select, and then you can give the prompt. So you can also choose, what size you want. Sometimes, if it is for the LinkedIn banner or something, you change it differently. See, so you can choose whatever you want, and if it is not in line with your expectations, you can change the prompt, according to your needs. So you just get something as an input, and then so you can start from there. You can change it according to your needs. Okay, now I'm going to show you quickly. So what I did, in actually in Copilot, I mean, this is same actually in many AI tools are using for generating. So this is the one I generated using Copilot, this presentation. I can also show you how you can quickly generate. So there are many tools, again, PowerPoint. So the moment you open here, you see there is a Copilot. Please make a note of all your questions. We will definitely discuss all of them. So yeah, create a presentation about here. You can also see many. So I'm going to just give the same thing, but you can also add more details here. If you want to view more prompts, you can also see. Okay. Okay, while it is working, maybe let me show you some use cases, right? Okay, I'm going to share something very relevant for our coaching, right? So for example, this one, there are many use cases, but let me share some of them, my personal ones. Here you can see this message I have seen in one of the WhatsApp message, okay? So this is something is nothing but the coach is having an engagement and he wants to prepare for the client meeting, and he wanted to have some checklist, okay? This is the message, I saw exact message I just posted in, I gave a prompt without changing, I got very good response. Okay. So this is very relevant. What I did, I copied and I responded. I mentioned also that this is what I got from, the chat GPT. So this is just to give you an idea. You can think about it, what is that we can do. So yeah, this is one use case. And again, the other use case is a feedback model. I was giving workshop and I got a suggestion from the workshop that why don't you create your own acronym, because I was telling two steps which were not in the frameworks that I shared, and I was brainstorming, and I got some acronyms like steps and few, but again, I did not those things did not resonate with me. So what is important is like you are the decision maker, right? You are not going blind, right? You are the driver. So remember that one. So this is just an assistant. Again, fears workshop. Actually, I was waiting and I was just watching a video on fears from the most famous philosopher called Jiddu Krishnamurti, and I was liking, and I developed a curiosity on fears, and I did the brainstorming of the fears thing, and I came up with a complete design for the workshop on fears. So again, we are the driver, but I think you make use of it. How you can leverage, it's all up to you. Expected questions. Okay, for this session also, I just uploaded this image and I asked what kind of questions I can expect. Top 10, I got these questions. So let's see if these questions, if you are also having these questions or not. Definitely we can discuss, even if it is not in the list. That's fine. I think I will try to answer. If not, then I will see if my AI assistant can answer those questions. Okay, now moving on, let me see if this presentation has created. It's done. See, this is the one. I think we got this presentation. Okay. Again, what is most important thing is you are the decision maker. You need to decide. Okay. I was also thinking whether I should create presentation using this Copilot or anything for this webinar, but I end up doing my own because I decided that that is actually going to be more efficient than AI, because I already have the content. I already know what I want. I don't want to spend time on doing this cosmetics and all. So the point that I'm telling you is we are using AI to improve or enhance our productivity or whatever the way you can. Just ask yourself, is it going to help you? Otherwise, leave it. So let me move on to the next one. I think what I want to show you is video. I think, as I said, you can also do some video also I did, but I just let me show you one video. OpenAI is also having Sora. So not sure whether you have already watched this video. I just want to play for a few seconds. This video is also generated using the text, mainly, from Sora. Just watch for a minute and then, so there are other examples. The point is there are softwares which you can, use it. Again, you may not get it for the first instance, right? Right now, I think they might have done a lot of this. They might have spent a lot of time with coming up with different prompts, and finally, it's a marketing thing, right? For us, those who are starting, I think it takes time to, generate nice videos, but I think it's possible. Okay, now I'm going to do a live demo of GPT-4 with voice. So let me stop and then, okay. So now I'm going to open my mobile. I have a mobile app. So let me show you. I mean, you may not see, but I think you can hear. I'm going to ask a couple of questions. And if anyone would like to ask questions to the, the AI assistant, I mean, please be prepared. I'm going to open for you. Then you can also ask the question. Okay, let me start. Hey, ChatGPT, right now I'm giving a session to ICF coaches on how we can leverage generative AI.
That's fascinating. How are you planning to introduce generative AI to them?
So that's fine. Actually, I have some questions actually, and also I have some questions from the participants. Can you help me to answer those questions?
Of course, what specific questions do you have? And what are some of the questions from the participants? Let's tackle them together.
Sure, sure. So the first question I have, when coaches should not use generative AI tools like ChatGPT?
Coaches should avoid using generative AI tools like ChatGPT in situations where personalized human interaction, empathy, and understanding are crucial. For example, when dealing with sensitive or highly personal topics where human connection and trust are paramount, using AI might feel impersonal or inadequate.
Okay, so I have one more question. So I'm an aspiring coach, and I would like to improve my knowledge on ICF core competencies. How can ChatGPT can help me?
ChatGPT can assist you by explaining each of the ICF core competencies in detail, can provide examples of how these competencies are applied in coaching sessions, and suggest resources for further reading or practice exercises to enhance your understanding. How would you like to start diving into this topic?
Can you give me and can you explain about the ethics competency?
Certainly, the ethics competency in coaching refers to maintaining the highest standards of integrity, transparency, and confidentiality in all interactions with clients. It involves respecting client autonomy, boundaries, and ensuring that coaching agreements are clear and mutually understood. Upholding ethical guidelines ensures trust and promotes a safe environment for clients to explore their goals and challenges.
Okay, can you give me an example of ethical dilemmas?
Sure, an example of an ethical dilemma in coaching could be when a client discloses information that suggests harm to themselves or others. The coach must balance confidentiality with the duty to protect and may need to consult with appropriate professionals while respecting the client's privacy and autonomy. Handling such situations ethically requires
Okay,
careful judgment and adherence to professional guidelines.
so can you hold on? Now actually I want to check with my participants, if they have any questions. So I'm just opening. Can you give me a second? I'm going to check with participants. So now I'm opening the floor just to ask
Take your
some.
time. Let me know if there's anything else you'd like to discuss
Sure,
or if there are more questions from the participants.
sure. Anyone who would like to ask a question? Okay. So I have one more
Jadi
question.
tayo pinsan playing those tapos don't Buana, Yikni, Top
So what is happening? Stop. Okay. I have a last question from my side. Then I think, maybe I can say goodbye to you. So is AI is going to replace human coaches?
AI is unlikely to replace human coaches entirely. While AI can assist with certain aspects of coaching, like providing information and tools, human coaches bring empathy, intuition, and the ability to build deep personal connections that are essential for effective coaching. It's more likely that AI will complement and enhance the coaching process rather than replace it entirely.
Okay, I got a question from participant. So what has been the quality of interactions with coaching agents?
Quality of interactions with coaching agents can vary depending on the technology and design of the AI. Generally, AI coaching agents can provide consistent responses, access to information, and structured guidance. However, they may lack the nuanced understanding.
Okay, there's an interruption maybe due to the network. So let me see where we are right now. With the demo, I think I mean, my idea is that I want to focus on what is needed. So now I think we are good in terms of the timing. I'm just checking the timing as well. See what is there now. Okay, just sharing my screen again. Yeah, I think maybe I can open the floor for questions if you have any questions. I know the AI is okay, but I think its human interactions are even much more better. So let's talk. What question you have, and I will try to answer. And also, I think we can also have a kind of a group discussion on some of the topics. I think there are some questions. Okay, there is one question from how can I have a great chemistry session with a client? Good question, Anirudh. I think one thing I wanted to tell everyone, the way you ask questions, right? That will also change the way that the ChatGPT or any generative AI tools are answering. The moment you put great, it will give you the best. You know, the thing is, these words are also powerful. So, okay, I can ask that question, Anirudh. I'm just checking if there are any other answers. I think I don't know if anyone can unmute and ask questions. That would be even better. So let me share my screen. So, so silent. I don't know. I was having a lot of questions. I'm still having a lot of questions. So, I mean, this is the one asked. I think these are some of the questions. Um,
So, Madhu, we have three more questions apart from Anirudh's question in the question and answer. If you want, I can
okay,
read it out.
that would be fantastic. Yeah, Sonia,
Yeah.
can you read it?
So, Mahesh asked, what's the objective of using AI in coaching?
Okay. So, the thing is not only AI, right? Any tools, any technology, right? Is for what? Is to enhance some experience, right? So just think about what the way we are talking, and even the coach training, right? I mean, my coach training happened virtually. If you look back, maybe 5 years back or before COVID, everything was like face to face. I think even the coaching sessions were face to face, right? So it is actually expanding, right? So the objective as coaches should always to improve. So the way I see for the AI in coaching, to me, I think the AI will automate all the tasks that are not core coaching related. For example, scheduling, and you can get a feedback, right? You can get transcript already. There are tools you can get transcript. So as coaches, the transcript can be analyzed. You know, you can also have the action items. You need not to make a note of those action items. So the whole journey, right? It will be simplified. The focus is mainly on coaching and also mainly on the complex things. So the normal basic questions or basic answers, I think systems are already giving, right? I think we focus more on the human part of coaching, right? The empathy and presence, active listening, and these are the some of the things that is still with human, right? It's going to be with human. This is what I believe. So this is what it is. I think One thing I wanted to tell you is don't get overwhelmed with what tools in the market. There are so many, right? It doesn't matter, right? I think in our coaching, CC 3.1, if I'm correct, Subhash. So what is the goal, right? It still remains same. So focus on your goal, what you want to achieve, and the technology comes later, right? So I will tell you these are the steps. What I do, I look at what activities I'm doing right now. How can I enhance, or how can I do the task if AI can be helpful to reduce my time? That is the first target. And the second thing is what is that I can do new things to move forward towards your goal, whatever the main goal that you have. I can share, my use cases, how I'm using it. So yeah, I'm happy to share. If you have any specific questions, I'm definitely going to share my personal experience with that. Sonia, I think it would be really nice if you can help me with these questions.
Yeah. So the other question is how AI and a human coach can coexist.
Oh, very good question. Ah, hmm. I think the thing is, it's evolving. I think it's hard to answer right now, but I think my envision, right, what the way I'm thinking, one option is once the session is over, you will get a feedback anyway. You can get from the transcript. We have 80-20 rule, right? Coaches should speak only 20%. But the thing is, within the coaching session, just imagine that you have a window that it is telling you, hey, you are working too much. So, adapting during that, it may come. But I think these kind of things may come. But again, I focus more on what is right now and how I can take the benefit. And then if something comes, I will inclusive, right? Embrace the change and getting into it. So that is how my strategy is like that. I don't want to worry about something whether it may come or not. We don't know, right? I think what is there, grab it, take the benefit, and move on. And the other thing I see, I think one thing I'm also, maybe I need to mention this. I'm also educating. When I'm in workshops or coaching, I'm also using AI. In a way that I'm telling them this is the tool they have. My only intention is I'm going to coach more people with AI, with the less coaching sessions with each individual, and even they progress fast because of the tools, and also with the power of human coaching, they can achieve their goals fast. So that's what I am actually envisioning. AI can help.
One more question is from Subramani. Gemini is paid or part of Google Suite?
So the one I used is a free one. I think the free ones are also, I think, good enough to start with. If you are a heavy user, definitely I think you can go for a paid one. The one I showed, whatever I showed, except Microsoft, those are free versions.
We have some more in the chat box.
Yeah.
Chat. Can Gen AI support in creating presentations? If yes, which is the recommended tool?
So I think the thing is, it's hard to say. I think, I used Gamma AI. You can also check, the thing is, nothing comes for free, right? I think you can generate 10 slides in Gamma AI. That's also good. And when I saw for the first time, I felt like, wow. And then later, Microsoft also introduced, I showed you now Microsoft Copilot, but that's a paid version. So whatever which is available for free, I think you can generate, you can give it a try, but it comes with limitations. Like you can only generate 10 slides with Gamma AI. So you can also change, add. There are many things. Once you start, it is actually easy to use, and you can also generate slides.
What has been the quality of your interactions with the coaching agents that you mentioned earlier?
Very good question. I think this is something, honestly, I tried few, but I think if you have experienced human coaching, I think I don't go back. I think at least now. So, you cannot compare with human coaching with those agents right now in the market. So I know that I see a lot of hype, but that's a hype right now for me.
I think Anil raised his hand, so.
Thanks, Sonia, and thank you, Madhu, for a awesome summary of everything coming together. As a coach and technologist, I love that. The question I had, which is, several AI conferences I've been part of, panel conversations and others, the issue of hallucinations comes up. Issue of thousands of applications of GenAI actually going awry because people have just thought this. So what you have presented, using it as a good assistant, stands in itself and is actually itself. But I'm also seeing, as I go ahead, and even some of the ICF conferences, when I see how different coaches come together, and majority of them are looking for how do I get clients, but I see majority of them also having a in their coaching evolution, the evolution journey as a coach, still a fairly transactional element as they're evolving. So as you put these together, as most of these, so one is the con side of the hallucinations, but as the AI bots evolve, my assessment is 80% of what today coaches do could easily be done. But the human element, like you said, but that piece clearly will have. I'm just curious to see these two separate questions, hallucinations and the 5 years from now, the coaching industry and what we will see.
So yeah, I think the hallucinations, I asked the same question. What is hype? I asked this question to one of the panelists, and he's in the AAC, I mean ICF board also, but I mean he answered for the whole Q&A session, which means he has no answer. I'm just telling you that. So the thing is, I think that's the one part of it. And to answer the other thing, actually, I want to show one video to all of you. I think this is something is really, I liked it. I think you will also like. I think this is something must watch. Let me share that video. Very good question you asked. That I think this will answer actually this your question. Let me. I think I will make sure we have audio also. Just a second. Share sound, and let me know if you see my screen. Okay, so please watch this. This is less than a minute. Okay, and it's a comedian. I hope you will enjoy also. Let me play this.
I am very scared about AI because the people that made AI are scared of AI. There are two men that helped create AI who have run away. They've run away, left, and now they're doing these interviews like, you gotta stop it. You gotta stop it, you know? What do you want me to do? Get back in the office, dude. These two men think AI is gonna destroy humanity and they left. Is that even legal? Can you do that? Can a firefighter just leave a building like, the flames are big? It's your whole job, dude. These guys think it's gonna end humanity. Is it not wild? It's crazy to me to think. Humans, we have no natural predators, none. And we made one with AI. It's crazy. It's like if salmon invented grizzly bears. Why did we do this? Because I don't want to think anymore. It's tough.
I don't know how it is resonating with all of you, but I think two things stand out to me. I think one thing is the whole job, dude. AI is one tool. And the second thing is, I think this is for all of us, right? Everyone in this call is employer, our employer of our brain, employee. The worst thing can happen if the moment we make our brain unemployed. So that is the worst thing, not the AI. As long as you use your brain, I think you will see path forward. So that's something actually I see. So yeah, I think one thing I can see that to answer your question, Anil, if I look at myself, right, you can ask me, hey Madhu, what are you doing? I'm a coach and AI, and how are you using? What is actually changed so far for you, right? And this is the question, right? Challenging and straightforward. For me, I think I'm really using AI in my day-to-day job. I think, in my day-to-day job, professional work, not only professional, to accelerate the communications are increased, the level of communication, the presentation skills increased, and even the workshops. I already did, I think I kept 4 workshops for this year. I already did 6, I think, already few more lined up. Again, it's not not coming only with AI. I have thoughts. I have thoughts in my notes, but now I have an assistant. It's a Madhu Square now. The only thing is everyone can leverage to transform, but you are the lighthouse. You are the lighthouse. So that I think important. Just like YouTube. YouTube is a platform. Anyone can upload a YouTube video, but you won't get likes unless you have a content and if it is authentic, right? So if you look at my LinkedIn, I'm not posting, right? I have some plans. Actually, I wanted to be more authentic. I wanted to own my content. I use AI to enhance, not to use as is or something like that. So the moment you think like that, I think again, anyway, you will realize, right? The moment you post, I mean, people will notice. People will notice, right? I think Sonia, please help me.
Yeah, so
Agree.
Aravindan has raised his hand.
Thank you, Madhu. Thank you for providing how we can bring technology and coaching together. It's an intuitive session. So just I want to share my experience as well. So unless until, as you rightly said, if you are not clear in our thoughts and just helping only in the tool because it's a garbage in, garbage out kind of, yes, the content will come. But as you rightly said, it's evolving and easily the people can make out. You can easily point out whether the content is created by some ghost or some AI tools, or whether you are creating it, and it will really test the authenticity and what you are carrying for your core value. My experiences, it will help, as you rightly said, it will help you do the cosmetic things. If you are clear what you want to go and present in the workshop, then it will help to prepare some cosmetic changes. But the content part, yes, still you need to do. It's like a Google search. If you search something you are not sure, then you'll end up somewhere else.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Arvindan, for sharing it. I mean, this is a kind request for all of you. If anyone is using it, if you have a better experience or if you have any stories that you want to share, please share. I think the idea is to learn from each other.
Madhu, PK here. Can I ask a question?
Yeah. Go ahead, PK.
Madhu, if we put any data into the AI, even in a question form, it goes into public domain, right?
Yeah, I think that's the tricky. I think if you are using the free version, I think we really need to be mindful, right? What data we are putting. So that I think, if you are sharing any sensitive personal information, then I think we need to be mindful. And again, when it comes to, for example, coaching sessions, right? You can record. I think, we really need to have a permission from the client, right? I mean, when you are using these kind of things. If you are brainstorming also, be mindful about what you are talking, right? I mean, in my case, I'm just workshops. I'm actually brainstorming, right? Somebody asked me in a PK, actually, hey Madhu, you have great concepts. You are brainstorming, but if this concept is stolen by someone, is it okay for you? I said I'm happy because the concept will be used. It will reach more people. So the concept is like anyway, you have this your own authenticity, right? PK, I think the way you deliver your coaching sessions stay with you, right? No one can copy you. So that's the key. I mean, this is how I think, PK. I don't know whether it answered your question.
Yes, the part of confidentiality when we talk about our clients.
No, I think that definitely. Okay, that area, I think maybe PK, I think European Union already came up with the EU AI Act. Okay, so this is important to know. I think many more countries will follow because this is important. More and more, I think ethics is going to play a big role because any coaching, I mean, not only coaching, right? AI is everywhere. So whatever they implement, use, I think all those standards they have to follow. When it comes to EU, I think 2020 is the timeline. Otherwise they cannot host those applications in those countries. So similarly, definitely there should be a governance around the data privacy and security, because right now it is loosely coupled, right? I mean, what to do, what not to do is not very crystal clear. But if someone is interested, you can already go and check what is the EU AI Act. So that's a big topic. That's why I did not put it into an agenda, because that itself is a big topic for a discussion actually. So PK, is that addressed? Is your question addressed?
Yes. And Shansari also clarifies that a paid version of Copilot explicitly states that input is not used for model training.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah. We can ask also these questions actually to.
But Madhu, I feel anyway, privacy is a myth, right? Because a lot of the AI tools that even Apple recently promoted in the name of neural engine, it had already baked this in quite some time back, and it's just with iOS 18 that it has come together. So I think how I would deal with it is I would explicitly take the client's permission, saying that are they comfortable with using the tool? If they say yes, then that kind of seals the deal.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And what I did, maybe let me share one example, right? I'm really using actually. One thing I asked after the coaching session, I was reflecting and I asked questions. So to get answer, right, you need not to share any personal details, right? I'm just sharing, I had a coaching session, this was the challenge, this is something, and I wanted to improve on so and so. This is very generic, right? I think I got what kind of better questions I can ask. I got those answers actually from ChatGPT. I mean, again, everything may not be resonate with you. You pick up what resonates with you. If it is not resonating with you, just discard. Yeah.
So Madhu, there is one more question. Are intellectual property issues taken care of in the responses we receive?
Good question. So this is what the AI Act is saying. When you are generating using any of the AI tools, I think they are going to put a strict, guideline on. You need to clearly need to mention on, what is the source, right? How they have, how they have generated, right? That reference. There are some guidelines coming into picture, so that will also address this IP protection as well.
And if I add to that, intellectual property laws as they stand today, they protect the expression and not the ideas itself. So even if AI generates an idea, if you're able to give a unique expression to it, you get the IP protection as per Copyright Act.
Mm-hmm.
So you can still leverage an.
Yeah. That is where we use our intelligence, right? I think we always need to use our intelligence, and then this will be complementing, right? That is. Thank you, Anirudh. I think I know in legal also, AI is used.
Yeah, that was my thesis.
I know. That was your thesis. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, my LLM dissertation was on secondary liability infringement due to AI.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Sonia, so any further questions?
So as of now, it's I think it's sorted. But if any,
what happened?
Sorry for the background noise. So if anybody has a question, please raise your hand so that we get to answer it, or you can put it either in the Q&A or the chat section.
I mean, feel free to ask. You can also challenge me. Not an issue. I think, if I know, I will tell you. So, as coaches, actually, I actually have a lot of content actually planned to show, but I think I cut shorted. But I think the idea is not to know everything, know the crux of it. So, for example, you can also brainstorm many things, and you can also ask, can you provide a list of powerful open-ended questions in a particular situation? So there are many more actually use cases you can do it, but I recommend to start, and then iterate. So then you will you will see the benefits. And be mindful about data privacy. Don't share any names, date of birth, bank details, and all those things. Just focused on what you want.
Yeah, one more question, Madhu. PK here.
Yeah.
So can the AI be trained, AI engine be trained to become a coach, as per
Yeah.
competencies?
Yeah, I think I will tell you the PK. I think the thing is, yes, I think the thing is what it can be trained. For example, we all know Grow model, right? So earlier also we were having chatbots. The Grow model, it will put you in certain context, it will ask you and those things. With this large language models in picture, it is making more conversation maybe better, but it is not up to the mark to the human coaching, right? So to answer your question, whether this can be trained, the way I see, right? Currently, I'm working in computer vision, right? I'm working in computer vision means in agriculture field. So you can take a photo of, for example, a plant. It will tell you the, disease. Right now, we are at a stage that, if you take a photo, it will tell you whether it is a tree or not. But I think, to know what this crop and what is the disease based on the location, based on the weather conditions, there are a lot of complexity. So I'm working on these kind of use cases, right? So if AI is going to solve this, I mean, not the coaches. I think these jobs will go first. So the coach is like, just imagine if AI can understand or behave like a human, I think all jobs will be replaced. I think maybe the coach may be the last one. This is my view, because if they can think like a human, and if that may be the last one, I think the other jobs will go first. I think for now, I mean, many jobs I think we are doing, right? I think one thing is clear: what we are doing today, it will change. The models that we are working, we are creating models, right? Tomorrow, I think, maybe those models, once we develop, right, we can give it, or, I mean, normally it's our, right, IT, but I think, so those models are like available, but I think we will work on new problems, right? There are new problems always. So even if you take coaching, I don't think coaching is democratized, even in developed countries like Switzerland, right? So I think very, very few are availing the coaching right now. If you look at the number, a percentage, it's very, very less. And I think, I think the thing is, there are many more use cases, not only marketing. You can brainstorm and you can ask any questions. Even, I mean, just before joining this, I did with Sonia, what are the checks I need to do for this as a prep for this workshop? I asked this question. And normally I also do warm up. When I have workshop, I asked ChatGPT to do the warm up. I mean, just warming up for the workshop. So there are many more things you can do, but again, pick up what is really needed or working for you. Just pick up, but don't get overwhelmed.
So just to add to that, the computation power and the investment required to generate any model is much high at this point in time. At least it will take another. It definitely it will evolve. It will go in the direction, but whether the camera can replace eye, so it's the similar kind of concept only. And then more and more the regulations will come as well into the play. So as of now, every country and it's a new tool or new kid in the block. So everyone still doesn't know what it will be the reaction and how it will be and all those things. So that is all evolving. I think as Madhu pointed out, every industry will not be the same. We can clearly call out before AI, after AI, and how it is going to evolve. Certain things only time need to answer.
Thank you, Arvind. And yes, I think that cost is also a factor now, because that's the reason the paid and free versions are not giving, the advanced features. So yeah, please go ahead. I see 2 hands raised.
So Madhu, have you had a chance to look at Marshall Goldsmith's that AI tool?
I tried a couple of times, but I think it did not work out for me. Actually,
Yeah.
I mean, then I gave up.
So I did check out. Then I reached out to a contact in Bangalore who's in the community considered to be real techie. Asked him what would it take me to create something like that. That is the question I posed him. But this is for the benefit of the group also to pick his question. So what he said is, see, Marshall has got so much of content online. It's easy for the tool to pick up how Marshall Goldsmith would answer those questions. So he's saying that even ChatGPT can do for you based on the limited content you have online.
Yes.
But what Marshall has done is he's gone to the next step, like what Arvindan and Madhu said. What he has created is very expensive to maintain. Which this guy said it's not worth doing it for you right now. He said, I said point taken. Yeah. So
I totally.
as the technology evolves, we create more content. I mean, 80-90% maybe the tool might be able to answer how we would coach individually, like Madhu said earlier, based on our individual style. Yeah, but not fully yet there.
Not fully yet. Thank you, Subhash. I think on that note, maybe I will cover few things. So most of the people are using this generative AI or maybe any of the other platforms on top of it. For example, even I created my chatbot. I mean, I actually trained with the ICF website. I have my profile. You can ask questions about and also ask any questions. It's like at some point, everyone will have their own chatbot. Also it's interaction, like it's also maintained, like the customer interaction. Also, they can also ask questions. Maybe it will answer about your services or maybe some whatever you have, right? So that kind of thing, and then on top it can also answer, but it comes with cost also, right? So I think that's another thing. Yeah, you rightly said it's a maintenance thing. It's not just if you are having these kind of things already available in the market, and it's also evolving. Let's take the Marshall Goldsmith example, right? I mean, not only that, many are chat, right? And then OpenAI, many other platforms introduce this voice and video. Now they have to adapt all these things. Things are changing. It's a continuous maintenance. And for what? So what value? So yeah, that's the thing actually. Yeah. So Anil, please go on.
It's evoking in me that when in 2007, Steve Jobs stood and introduced the first version of iPhone, all the technologies that made up that iPhone already existed, but it changed the face of how phones started looking after that. Similarly, everything, I mean, even when I was studying in IIT, we had the natural language processing, we had the various pieces of AI, but the advancement of the computing and communications and some of the other things coming together is there. And what I loved about this month's Apple Intelligence, for instance, is unlike ChatGPT or others, it's not trying to do, item by item. It's pervasive. So the image I am having is just like electricity is there in everybody's room right now. It is flowing through your tube lights, your Macs, or your fans. Artificial intelligence is going to be as pervasive. You will stop thinking about it like separate thing.
No, it's going to be in everyday life. Like we are already using in many ways. I mean, just imagine, the Canva, right? Canva I was using. I mean, even before having the AI. The moment AI these ones came, and I was thinking what these guys will do. Otherwise, they will die. Because you can generate images, and this is their business. But they are intelligent enough to, see, we have, I mean, this is Canva is an example. Behave like a Canva. We are coaches. Adopt. See Canva, how it is actually moving. Literally, I was having this question. I was generating this. Okay, if you can generate what you want, why I need to go and license, this Canva? See how they have transformed? Be yourself as another Canva. Canva coach.
That's a beautiful takeaway, Madhu. And Canva, I believe they operate out of Australia, out of all the places, right? Not in the Silicon Valley or elsewhere. right? And how they have rediscovered, and yeah, absolutely beautiful example. Great point.
It just came out now, I think. But I think I was thinking, but now it just came out. Yeah.
You know, that also demystifies, right? A lot of people are not trying it out of fear. Just, you know, I mean, it's just all of us, at least those also left early, I think we all should just start trying it out. And there are multiple platforms that are available apart from ChatGPT, so that, you know, at least we are not behind in embracing the new technology. Yeah.
What about coach training, Madhu? I think
Very good, PK. This is the thing. Coach training will also change. Subhash. So the way I'm already visualizing, right? I think I could have showed you. You know, I practiced my listening, skill with ChatGPT, right? I asked, ChatGPT to test my listening skill. You can also try. It will tell you a story. It will ask you questions, and I mean, in coaching also, what will happen, for example, we are actually having, competencies, right? We will have breakout rooms and we also discuss. In breakout rooms, you have one more guy, AI. And, you discuss and also discuss with AI and bring better outcome, right? And also some small things like Subhash, I think now I know, Subhash, you are going through a lot of recordings and, it's a lot of work. But I think he will continue to do that. But the thing is, he will focus on main things. He need not to go through all the junk. He will focus on maybe, maybe if he is spending, maybe I'm just giving an example. If he's spending 4 hours for one recording, maybe tomorrow he will spend 1 hour. This is going to happen. So all these things will be incorporated into even coach training for sure. So I think many things is like some are not very crystal clear, PK, right? I think let's start using, let's build use cases, right? I think many people most of the industries, they are looking for use cases. What are the use cases, right?
So yeah, sorry, Madhu. Yeah, continue, please.
That use cases, I think, the moment, some use cases, I showed you something, but there may be many more. The moment we know use cases, that will evolve and people will start thinking, and it can also be like not just existing one, maybe enhancing with some additional things, right? So that may happen.
No, I was about to share that maybe the repetitive tasks or repetitive things might be the low-hanging fruits. So if something is repetitive in nature, probably we can train the engines faster and get the output as similar to as what we do ourselves. And probably we should focus on more subjective and more unique things as coaches. So possibly that could be some low-hanging fruits there, whatever that we do as a repetitive thing.
Yeah, of course, PK. I think those repetitive things are the low-hanging ones, and ultimately we need to focus on those ICF core competencies, right? I think that is where we need to really need to master those competencies. So that is the thing, I think, maybe a focus. Again, that doesn't mean that we cannot discard all of the things until you have a solution, right? For example, I think, if you are coaching 10 clients at a time, right, there's a lot of work, right? You need to scheduling and you need to know, when you want to go for a coaching, you may need to look into notes. No, I think going forward, I think not now, you can also just ask, even now you can ask also, right? You can ask questions in the email, right? Gmail, I showed you. Similarly, but you can also ask, what was the last discussion? What was the action items? And about the client, you need not to remember everything. Just ask. You have some inputs and then go get into the coaching session. So Anil, Anirudh, I think I see 2 hands.
So yeah, sometimes I ask myself the question, what will a coach look like in 2030? And 2 elements come alive for me. One is, I guess the amount of change we'll see in the next 6 years is probably more than what we've seen in 100 years in the tech world, given the pace of change. But more importantly, the image that constantly stays with me is while all that we discussed is about the mind and the prompt and other things, that we also know, and I see this with a lot of people in the 40s I work with, true transformation is about actually going beyond that to the deeply conditioned patterns and the compulsive patterns, and which are embodied in the body and the emotions, and not really even at the mind level, shadows which they're not even aware of. And I think that's where, just like in education, most people will have to become facilitators, coaches will need to develop that kind of transformative presence. That keeps coming back to me again and again. So I just wanted to share that perspective.
Thank you, Anil. And I think Anirudh, I'll come to you, but I want to share one thing. So I attended this coaching summit, and then in the breakout room, one person asked me question. Hey, Madhu, we need to invest time on learning this thing. It comes with a time and effort. Is it worth doing? My answer is, give me a second. I just picked my phone. I did it. I asked, now, if the technology is taking time to learn, then it's not going to fly. A 3-year kid is playing with a smartphone. Who is teaching? So those are very intuitive to use. So what is stopping you? Mind. And then that is the only thing stopping you. So go ahead and at least, if you're stopping, ask yourself why you're stopping. What is stopping? So I think we are all coaches. I think we are curious, right? We are actually saying we will do lifelong learning. When it comes to AI also, let's have the same approach and see what magic you see. Anirudh, please go on.
Yes, Madhu. So I also was agreeing. I wanted to agree with what PK said. It's in line with what Naval Ravikant mentions that, of course, HubSpot says whatever can be replaced will be replaced. And Naval says that it doesn't paint a sad picture. Like most of the people are very scared about AI takeover. But what he says is all the boring, mundane tasks will be taken over by AI so that humans can focus on what they are good at, which is being creative.
Yeah.
And just from a business standpoint, I can see that AI tools can be so helpful. Like if I know the profile of the client I'm going to probably speak to, I can just see what his pain points are. Because of course, as coaches, we're working with potential, but they're coming to us to solve problems. So what is the pain point of my potential prospect? What can I talk to him so that I can seal the deal? And AI would give me some pointers.
These are the cases, right? These are the use cases. So imagine that, you are going for something, how you can do it better. Take an instance, this meeting, and thank you, very good example, right? You can ask what questions you can expect, or what questions you need to ask. You can also think from the other angle also. So you are prepared. For example, in this session also, I asked what questions I can expect. So thank you very much for sharing this. This is definitely a very good use case. When you are going to do the same work again, ask how you can make it better. So yeah, I think I also, the similar lines under I have a famous quote, I think you all know, right? We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. This is going to happen. I think nothing will change. I think we are all going to be there. We will be better and we will do better and like Canva. So please behave like a Canva, I think. So yeah. So any further questions, Sonia? I think we have 3 more minutes, right, for the scheduled time. I mean, also, as being a coach and AI, I think I was also frustrated, with a lot of things, because I said 10 hours, but I spent more than that, by going through videos and all, but I was not happy with those. So that's the reason I tried to do the live demo. So
okay, a quick question, Madhu, before
yeah.
So which will be our suggested playground for us as coaches? Because we are too new to the topic. So where can we do some experimentation, and which is the right playground for us?
For me, ChatGPT. I mean, I don't know whether it's also available in India. I am using whatever I showed, not even I'm typing, I'm just interacting only. This made me even easy to, use. So I'm just talking, whenever I'm in parking or waiting for something, and I mean, something, whatever comes into my mind. So only thing is, I'm just looking in the future. Maybe this is my mindset, a digital twin. For example, I'm just thinking about something, conceptualizing. Again, I need to go and copy and put it into the Word or something. That's what I'm doing. In the future, I'm going to talk. You have a person, you have your digital twin. All your thoughts are stored. All your, all. I mean, it will organize. When you want to do something, it will just pick up all that, and then you have new thought, and then you can go with, whatever the workshop or anything. But we all have a lot of thoughts coming, and we are writing here and there. So just imagine if you are giving it to AI, and if it is already organizing, and if it is bringing together, and that is, I mean, the digital twins. I think we will come actually to even more further enhance. Let's see.
So Madhu,
Just to
you
add
were
to
actually
that,
having, sorry, Arun, please go.
yeah, just to add to that, so for example, if ChatGPT is the most reliable AI tool as of now. If you use the Copilot as well every day, so normally in a corporate, we used to get 200 mails, 300 mails, but end of the day, if you ask to summarize Copilot, it will summarize what you need to look. And earlier, organizing the mailbox as well, it's whichever way you organize, it will be a very challenge to recollect and all those things. Now you no need to do all those things. You can leave your mailbox, whatever you want to ask. If you ask, it will pick up that mail thread and then it will give it to you. I think you can start with the ChatGPT, and then because there are n number of tools in the market are available, but it's all of most of the things it's evolving, and they will ask subscription fee here, there, but it will not fulfill. No tool will give 100% what you are looking for. That is for sure.
Yeah, and the answer, PK, to question, the reason I say ChatGPT, because you can also compare the responses.
Yeah.
Google is definitely powerful, much more powerful than ChatGPT. But the thing is, the biggest edge for OpenAI is usage. They have a lot of data, right? It's already learned a lot. It already learned a lot. There's a lot of data, right? The data they have, it is their gold mine. See that in 2 months, actually, they have 100 million. I don't know how many millions of users are already using. So that is the biggest differentiator for ChatGPT, in my opinion. So sorry, I think Subhash or someone is.
Madhu, just one thing I wanted to say is, on a lighter note, we were discussing at Regal, how can we future-proof ourselves? So you're thinking the one profession that can be AI-proof forever would be politics, because they would not let that be replaced by an AI.
Oh yeah. So let's see. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I think this is the thing. I think let's see. I think let's embrace and let's see. I think whoever has joined, I think I'm hoping to see some positive outcomes in next maybe few months, to see what has changed in next few months, how you are embracing this change and how you are utilizing to move forward. Be in the race. Don't skip the race. Be in the race.
I think we have one Nawal's question last. Can take that one.
Yeah, thanks, Sonia. Madhu, that's very reassuring as well as very promising future that AI is holding across. Been a user for quite some time now for the ChatGPT piece, but with I was like boggled with the number of applications are there all for different purposes. And the whole objective is in today's even with, as you correctly stated, someone that the 3-year-old kid is now very much well versed with the applications, how they are to be used. So in that case, we need to have a medium which is fast moving. So as unlike told, YouTube being a medium for talking, I mean it's the most popular medium for talking with the audience, selected audience. So in order to make YouTube videos being in automated mode or sharing the space on automated feature, what application would you suggest?
Okay. So
Because ChatGPT is something someone had asked in the chat also, that
no,
whether
I can
ChatGPT
tell you.
would
I can tell
create
you.
presentations or not.
No.
It creates, but it doesn't create. I mean, it's not something which can be video.
No.
I mean,
I can answer this question. I know that.
yeah.
The thing is, it's an integration, right? I think now you have, for example, we recorded this video, right?
Sure.
you can get a transcript, and you can also create, it can be like kind of an article also we can generate using this. So there are many things can be done. For example, for video, in video, that is another one. And Sora, I mentioned from OpenAI. I think these are all comes with. In video, you can also give a try. So I think Lavo, I think AI is for the podcast that I tried. So again, these are the things. I think, even podcast, you can also make it as a podcast, right? You can fine tune. So the thing is, I mean, the moment, we have recording, and then all these artifacts will come out. So this integration piece, I don't know if anyone is delivering. This can be a product, but it will come soon. I think anyone can develop, because these all solutions are already existing in coupling all together, right? So it comes with, even for coaching sessions also same, right? You have a transcript and you get the feedback, action items, and each next action items will be assigned to some tool, so that everyone will be notified. There is no manual reminders, right? There is a systematic reminder. So all these things will happen. Maybe I also, with my experience, I haven't experienced much about the other things. Maybe some of the people already might be doing, but I have no idea. But this is something is going to happen, yeah. But to answer your question, to answer your question, you can do it. I think you can. Maybe you need to do it 3 steps right now, but you can do it. So, Subhash, once again, Subhash, thank you very much for this opportunity. I think, is there any, Subhash, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there, Madhu. Thank you very much for the session. Very informative. And we will leverage on this. We'll continue. We'll find ways to engage the community, so that, at least the usage of these tools are demystified. And I think we're off to a good start. Thanks for all your inputs, all sharing. Yeah, we hope to get you back with when we have some more questions to ask. This is more about, the primary level for most of us. Yeah. Thank you very much.
And if there is anything we need to address also, from coach's point of view, Subhash, let me know. I think all of you share your feedback with Subhash, and then we will try to address,
Sure. Thank you. And thanks everyone for joining and staying on. Also, pleasure seeing you, Anil, and joining and contributing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Take
Thank
care.
you all. Thank you.
Bye. Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.